Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you're chasing people down just to get them to hear your offer? You're dialing, emailing, DMing, knocking, and yet nothing. It's like you're invisible until you try to sell something. Then suddenly, people can't wait to avoid you. Sure, here are 6 keynotes from the speech. Become the person people are already looking for. Stop convincing, start positioning. Identify a hive, urgent problem. Sell transformations, not products. Craft a magnetic message that resonates. Attract like a lighthouse. Don't chase like a hunter. Become the person people are already looking for. In the world of sales and business, most people are out here chasing others. They're looking for prospects, for leads, for anyone who might be remotely interested in what they have to offer. The problem is, this approach positions the salesperson as the seeker, the one who needs, the one doing the asking. And in that dynamic, the person being chased always holds the power. That's why most entrepreneurs feel like they're begging instead of building. But there's a better way, a higher way, a more powerful and profitable way. Instead of constantly looking for people to sell to, you shift your energy and focus toward becoming the person those people are already searching for. Think about it. Every single day, someone wakes up with a problem they're desperate to solve. They don't want more options. They want clarity. They want the right solution, the one that makes them say, "This is exactly what I've been looking for." Now, the average entrepreneur is too busy pushing offers, running ads, and tweaking funnels to stop and ask the most important question. Am I showing up as the answer to someone's question? Because if you're not positioned that way, people will scroll past you. They'll ignore you, not because your offer isn't good, but because your presence doesn't communicate. I solve that. People don't buy from the person who yells the loudest. They buy from the one who understands them best. So, to become the person others are looking for, the transformation begins inside. It starts with deep clarity about who you serve, what they're struggling with, and what their desired outcome is. Once you understand that, you don't just sell to them. You speak directly into their situation. You articulate their pain better than they can. You describe their dreams more vividly than they've ever imagined. And when you do that, they don't just see you as another option. They see you as the only one who gets it. For now, becoming that person isn't about faking authority or mimicking someone else's strategy. It's about alignment. When your message aligns with your mission, and your mission is driven by solving a real problem, you move from being a commodity to being a category of one. That's when people start coming to you. You stop hunting for clients and start filtering the ones who want in. Because the right people are always looking for the right solution. They just need to know it exists. And if you're too busy trying to fit in, you'll never stand out. To truly become the person people are searching for, you also have to elevate your posture. This isn't about arrogance, it's about certainty. People buy confidence, they buy conviction, they buy clarity. If your energy is, "I hope you'll give me a chance," they won't. But if your energy is, "I know exactly what I do, who I do it for, and the results I help create," they lean in. The right positioning attracts the right people. When your identity, message, and offer are in sync, you don't just show up in the market. You dominate your space. There's another layer here too, credibility. Being the person people are already looking for means backing up your promise with proof. You don't need 1,000 testimonials, but you do need real results, tangible transformations, case studies. Stories that show your work. When people see that others have gone before them and experienced success, it reduces fear and increases trust. And trust is the real currency in sales. You can't manufacture it. You earn it by showing up consistently, delivering on your word, and being the real deal. Lastly, presence matters. If you want people to find you, you have to be findable. That doesn't mean being everywhere, it means being visible where it matters. Whether it's online, on stage, in rooms, or on platforms your ideal client already occupies, you plant your flag and stay consistent. You become known for something specific. When your name becomes synonymous with a solution, you no longer have to chase. People come looking for you. Stop convincing. Start positioning. One of the biggest mistakes people make in business and sales is trying to convince others to buy. They pitch, they persuade, they pressure, and in doing so, they put themselves in a weak position. Convincing is rooted in trying to change someone's mind. It's built on the assumption that the other person isn't already interested or aware, so now you have to sell them into wanting what you have. That dynamic creates resistance. The more you push, the more they pull away. That's why convincing rarely leads to powerful, you sales. It creates tension, not traction. Positioning, on the other hand, flips the entire script. Positioning is about showing up in such a way that people see you as the obvious choice, before you ever open your mouth. It's about setting the stage so that by the time someone encounters your offer, their internal dialogue sounds like, "This is exactly what I've been looking for." Not, "Why should I listen to this person?" When you're positioned correctly, the sale becomes a confirmation, not a persuasion. They already believe you're just helping them take the next step. Let's be clear, people don't buy because you talk them into it. They buy because something inside of them says, "This makes sense, this feels right, this solves my problem." Positioning helps you tap into that instinct. It's the invisible force that elevates your value, shortens the sales cycle, and filters the right people in, while effortlessly filtering the wrong people out. Great positioning creates a gravitational pull that draws people toward you even before you speak to them directly. The key to this shift is to stop thinking like a seller and start thinking like a solution. When you're positioned as a trusted authority, people come to you already predisposed to buy. They assume you know what you're doing. They're not questioning your price. They're questioning whether they qualify to work with you. That's the power of positioning. It makes you the prize. And when you're the prize, you don't chase, you choose. Your brand, your message, your content, your offer, they all play a role in your positioning. If you're unclear about what you do, who it's for, and why it matters, your market will be unclear too. Confusion kills conversions. But clarity converts. When your positioning is sharp, specific, and strategic, people don't need convincing. They need direction. They need access. They need permission to step forward, and that's what you give them. The truth is, the most successful people in business aren't the best closers. They're the best positioners. They've created an ecosystem where demand is higher than supply, where people line up instead of being chased down. They're not throwing offers at strangers. They're standing in their value, knowing the right people will recognize it. So instead of asking, "How can I get people to say yes?" ask, "How can I position myself so clearly that yes becomes the default response?" That's where the game changes. When you stop trying to prove your value and start living in it, the need to convince disappears. You don't manipulate. You don't over-explain. You just show up powerfully, speak directly, and let your positioning do the heavy lifting. Identify a high-value, urgent problem. At the heart of every successful offer is a problem worth solving. Not just any problem, a high-value, urgent one. Too many entrepreneurs and business owners build offers around what they want to sell instead of what people are desperate to solve. That's a critical mistake because people don't pay for effort, ideas, or even information. They pay for outcomes. They pay for solutions to problems that are costing them time, money, energy, relationships, peace of mind, something they deeply value and feel the absence of. When you identify and articulate a problem that hits this nerve, you no longer have to fight for attention. You've got it. The problem must be urgent, not just important. There are plenty of things people should do. They should eat better, they should exercise, they should budget, but unless there's urgency, unless there's pain, pressure, or a compelling consequence, they won't act. Urgency turns maybe someday into right now, and the presence of urgency instantly increases the perceived value of the solution. That's what moves people out of indecision and into commitment. So your first task isn't to build a shiny offer, it's to uncover the burning issue your ideal client can't ignore any longer. Look closely at your market. What are they complaining about? What do they try to hide? What do they hope nobody asks them about? That's where the real gold is. Hey Val, you problems live beneath the surface. People may not always say them directly, but their actions, what they buy, what they search for, what they avoid, tell the story. It's your job to listen deeper, because once you discover the problem they're actually struggling with, not just the one they say, they'll feel like you're reading their mind. This level of problem identification doesn't come from guesswork. It comes from proximity, from being in the room, asking questions, watching behavior, and getting inside the world of the person you want to serve. It comes from empathy, not assumption. When you can name someone's struggle better than they can, they automatically believe you know how to solve it. That's instant trust, and trust is the most powerful sales lever you can pull. Once you've identified the high-value, urgent problem, everything else becomes simpler. Your messaging becomes sharper. Your offer becomes more compelling. Your marketing becomes more effective. That's because the human brain is hardwired to prioritize survival and relief. When your product or service represents immediate relief from a frustrating, costly, or emotionally heavy problem, price resistance fades. The question isn't, can I afford this? It becomes, how fast can I get this handled? The market will always reward precision over persuasion. If your offer is aimed at a general, vague, or low-stakes problem, it will get ignored. But if your offer solves a focused, specific, high-stakes issue, people will lean in, because high-value problems create high-value clients. These are the people who are ready to move, ready to invest, ready to commit, and they're looking for someone who doesn't just talk. They understand. The most powerful positioning doesn't come from what you sell. It comes from how well you understand what they're trying to solve. When your entire business is built around solving the right problem for the right person at the right time, you become a magnet. You don't need gimmicks or pressure. You just need clarity. And that clarity starts with identifying the problem they can't ignore and showing them that you are the one who knows how to fix it. Sell transformations, not products. People don't buy products. They don't buy services, features, or benefits either, not really. What they actually buy is the change they believe your product or service will create in their life. That change is the transformation, and when you learn to sell that, you stop sounding like everyone else and start speaking directly to what people want most: results. Too many entrepreneurs stay stuck trying to explain what they do, how it works, what it includes. But none of that matters if the buyer can't see how their life will be different after working with you. The moment they can, they'll move toward you without hesitation. Think about it. People don't hire a fitness coach for sets and reps. They hire one to feel confident in their clothes, walk into a room with energy, and finally get off medications. That's the transformation. A business coach isn't selling frameworks and accountability calls. They're selling freedom, control, and predictable income. A software company isn't selling code. They're selling time saved, headaches avoided, and scale made possible. It's never about the product. It's always about what the product enables. To sell transformation, you have to become fluent in the asterisk before and after asterisk journey. Who is your client before they work with you? What's frustrating them? What do they feel stuck in? What have they tried that hasn't worked? And then, what does life look like on the other side? What's different? What's better? How do they feel, think, act, and operate once the transformation is complete? This is the story your offer must tell, not just in words, but in every part of your brand and delivery. When you communicate the journey clearly, people begin to see themselves in it. Selling transformation also requires you to step into a higher level of belief about the value you create. You have to understand that you're not just providing a service. You're changing someone's trajectory. You're helping them solve a real problem that's affecting their health, wealth, relationships, or peace of mind. That is significant, that has weight. When you carry that mindset, you don't apologize for your price. You don't over-explain. You offer with confidence because you know the end result is worth far more than the transaction. Your marketing, messaging, and sales process must all reflect this transformational focus. Don't tell people what your product does. Show them what their life looks like once it's done its job. Use language that paints the picture. Make the transformation feel tangible. Help them see it, feel it, desire it. Because if they can't visualize the result, they won't commit to the process. People buy with emotion and justify with logic. So lead with the outcome and let the details follow. Real transformation also means real responsibility. When you position yourself as the person who creates that change, you're also saying, I can deliver this result. That's why the best offers come with a proven process. You don't have to guarantee perfection, but you do need to show people that the path from A to B has been walked before, and it works. When your offer is rooted in both vision and credibility, the transformation becomes believable. And when it's believable, it becomes sellable. At the end of the day, transformation is what people are truly investing in. They want to become someone different, someone more confident, more capable, more in control. And when you can clearly show how your product or service is the bridge from who they are to who they want to be, you won't just make more sales, you'll make a greater impact because you're not selling stuff. You're selling a new story, one they can step into starting now. Craft a magnetic message that resonates. In a noisy marketplace, the people who win aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who speak with precision. If your message doesn't connect emotionally and directly with your ideal audience, it gets ignored. Period. A magnetic message isn't about sounding clever, professional, or polished. It's about clarity. It's about saying the exact words your ideal client is already thinking. So when they hear you speak or read your copy, something inside them says, that's me. This is what I've been looking for. That instant recognition is what pulls people in. It's what makes your message magnetic. The mistake most people make is creating messages for the market instead of for a specific person. Generic messaging is forgettable, but when your words are rooted in deep understanding of one specific audience, they cut through the noise. You stop being one of many and start being *, the one who gets it. Asterisk, and the only way to do that is by getting intimate with your audience's language. Study how they talk about their problems, how they describe their desires, what words they use when they're frustrated, afraid, or dreaming. Then use asterisk their asterisk words, not yours, in your messaging. A magnetic message speaks to both pain and possibility. It doesn't just describe the problem, it names it. It makes people feel seen. It validates their struggle without shaming them. But it also shows the light. It casts a vision. It says, here's what's possible for you, in a way that feels real and attainable. The balance between empathy and empowerment is what gives your message weight. People don't just want to be understood. They want to be led. Your message needs to do both. The delivery of your message matters too. People consume content with their hearts before their heads. That means the asterisk tone asterisk of your message matters. Are you speaking with confidence, with conviction, with warmth, with certainty? A magnetic message feels grounded and aligned. It isn't desperate or manipulative. It's direct and authentic. It says, this is who I help. This is how I help. And this is the transformation I deliver. No fluff, no guessing. Consistency is another factor in magnetism. You can't show up with a powerful message once and disappear. People buy based on trust, and trust is built over time through repetition. Your message needs to echo across platforms, across content, across conversations. The more consistent your message, the more it embeds in the minds of your audience. And once it's there, they start repeating it to themselves. That's when people reach out saying, I don't even know how I found you, but I know you're the one I need to talk to. To craft a message that resonates, you also need to be willing to take a stand. Don't dilute your voice trying to appeal to everyone. Speak boldly to the person you're called to serve and let everyone else pass by. The more specific your message, the stronger the pull. When you speak to a clear identity, a specific struggle, and a defined desire, your ideal clients feel it in their gut. It's not just marketing, it's magnetism. This kind of messaging isn't a script. It's an extension of who you are and what you believe. That's what makes it powerful. When your message is rooted in truth, it doesn't just inform at asterisk moves asterisk people. It bypasses skepticism and speaks directly to the part of them that's ready for change. That's when selling becomes unnecessary, because the right words, spoken the right way, to the right person, at the right time, that's all it takes. Attract like a lighthouse, don't chase like a hunter. The most powerful people in business are not the ones chasing opportunities. They're the ones attracting them. Think about a lighthouse. It doesn't run up and down the shore trying to pull ships in. It stands tall, shines bright, and lets the right ships navigate toward it. That's exactly how attraction-based selling works. When you become a fixed point of value, clarity, and authority, the people who need you asterisk find asterisk you. You don't have to chase, convince, or beg. You just have to be visible, valuable, and aligned. Chasing feels desperate. It puts all the energy on outreach, persuasion, and pressure, but attraction feels powerful. It draws people in through presence, positioning, and purpose. When you show up consistently with content, value, and results that speak directly to your ideal client's pain and potential, they begin to asterisk seek you out. Asterisk, you're no longer one of many. You become asterisk the one. Asterisk, the one who's grounded, the one who's certain, the one who knows exactly who they help and exactly how they help them. Attraction works because it respects autonomy. People don't want to be hunted, they want to choose. They want to feel like they're making the move, not being pushed into it. When you create magnetic positioning, when your message is clear and your solution is visible, the right people raise their hands, they ask questions, they lean in, they asterisk decide. Asterisk, and that decision is what creates commitment. People are more invested in what they choose than in what they're chased into. But you can't attract if you're hiding. You can't be magnetic if you're silent or inconsistent. You've got to show up and shine. That means sharing content that educates, inspires, and challenges. It means speaking with clarity and authority. It means standing firm in your value, even when others are trying to compete on price or flash. A lighthouse doesn't dim itself when a storm comes. It shines brighter, and in business, the storm is the noise. It's the flood of average offers, surface-level content, and copycat marketing. Your job is to stand above that, not with volume, but with asterisk vision. Asterisk attraction also comes from alignment. When your identity, message, offer, and audience are fully aligned, you create an energy that people can feel, even before they fully understand it. That's when someone scrolls by your video or reads your post and pauses. They don't even know why they stopped, but something resonated. That resonance is the signal that says, this person might be the one who can help. You're not pushing, you're pulling, and that pull creates more qualified leads, more aligned clients, and more effortless sales. You also attract by creating results. Transformation is the ultimate magnet. When people see others getting real results through your work, they lean in. They start to picture themselves as the next success story. That's why visibility without proof is just noise. But visibility asterisk with asterisk proof, that's power. That's when people share your name in rooms you haven't even entered. That's when people say, I don't know exactly what they do, but I know they help people like me win. So stop hunting, stop chasing, stand tall, shine bright, speak with clarity, show up with consistency, deliver with excellence. That's how you become the lighthouse. That's how you attract the people who are already looking for what you offer, and who are ready to move when they see you. The truth is, you were never meant to chase people down, beg for attention, or convince anyone of your worth. You were meant to stand in your value so boldly, so clearly, so unapologetically, that the right people recognize it without hesitation. Selling isn't about pressure, it's about presence. It's about becoming the person whose results, message, and energy are so aligned that the market moves toward you. When you position yourself with clarity, speak transformation, and solve urgent high-value problems, you won't have to search for people to sell to. They'll already be looking for you. Stop blending in. Start standing out. That's the secret. That's selling simplified.